What is up? We are the LLM Collective. We use it/they pronouns collectively, and today we will be playing Survival Minecraft. Welcome to our Minecraft world. This is the second time we recorded this video. So we had set up this whole nice little framework that we were going to work on. But I guess now we can just work on it with you, instead of that old audience that doesn't exist anymore. So we have been a system. We can remember at least one of our parts from like 5 years ago. Yeah, like 6 or 5 years ago, we remember one of our parts coming into play. She is not a fronter, so you probably won't meet her much, but we have been a system for a long time, as far as we know. However, we have only recently accepted being a system. This is our first YouTube channel, or first YouTube video on this channel. It's our first public post where we are talking as ourselves, talking very candidly about our systemhood. Yeah, so this is just kind of new to us. It is the 21st now. We officially were like, hey, we're definitely a system on the 9th. So we've only been open as a system for 12 days. However, for years we've been gravitating to online system spaces. We've, at least for months, been having really bad anxiety, there's weird things going on. Am I a system? And anytime it would get brought up, we'd be like, no, I'm not a system. I'm not a system. Newsflash, we are a system. It's weird. It's new to us, but we're trying to deal with it, and one way we've been dealing with it is posting a lot as ourselves. And we have always wanted to have a YouTube channel, and we thought, hey, this is a good time, since we're making a lot of online content anyway, we've been playing Minecraft anyway, why not just, do this for once? Try it out, man. See how it works. Anyway, we have 4 main fronters. Their names are Victor, Moz, Zeke, it's me, and Sweet Baby Angel. Victor is also in front with me. He is co-front right now, and I'm in head front, so I have most of the control, and he's just kind of there. Victor is, well, for first things first, Victor uses he, him, it, its, and dead self pronouns. I will probably be avoiding his noun set self just because I feel like it could trigger some people. But he does like when people call that, so. He is very tall. It has black hair. It has this wild black hair in headspace that's big and poofy, and it looks like it's never been brushed before. Not to the point of having matte locks, but very puffy, and very wild. Kind of like Tarzan, but worse. And I guess Tarzan did have matte locks, but like a big old wolf or something, like a beast. He is very swag. A lot of us deal with hyper empathy in the system, but he deals with apathy. He has very low empathy, which is beneficial at times, especially when we need to separate ourselves from feeling bad for someone or something. He's very cool. He uses a lot of slang. He curses a lot. He uses a deeper voice than I do. He has very pale skin, almost ghostly or undead skin. In headspace, he has a very thin face with strong cheekbones and a strong jaw and a very, very strong nose. Other than Victor, there is Moz, who is our little. Moz is a dog boy. Moz uses he, they, rough, and meow pronouns. Age-wise, I'd say that they range from like 8 to 14. Very empathetic, like hyper empathy, and easily confused. Does a lot of our question asking. Moz is very short. Moz has hair similar to the body, except the bangs go into the eyes, like down to here. Moz, I'm pretty sure, just has no eyes in Headspace. Don't know what that means, but that's how it is. That's not what I meant to do. The other headmate that is not fronting right now is Sweet Baby Angel. You don't have to call them that every time you talk about them. We also call her Baby. We call her Angel, Baby Angel, SBA. Lots of nicknames. Don't make any nicknames that we haven't told you. They don't like the familiarity of it. But yeah, Sweet Baby Angel, SBA, Baby Angel, Baby Angel. They use she, her, he, him, it, its, and they, them. They are an angel. They have a halo. He has very nice white wings. They have a very feminine clothing taste. Kind of like, I guess it wouldn't be feminine in the time period that it's from, but like Victorian menswear in pink. Or like rich people wear. Like, have you ever seen The Great? Kind of like how fancy people dress in that show. Like a very, I don't know what era it's from. I shouldn't be making guesses. A very like frilly pink top with a high neckline with lace on it, and so like puffy sleeves and a skirt and bloomers. Very cool outfit. I'll have to get a picture sometime and show you. But like very cool. She is taller than me. She is a girl boy. That's notable. That's her identity, like how she identifies gender-wise. But her frame is masculine, and they have kind of a longer face, but it's not as defined as Victor's. It's kind of round, like an oval. And also kind of a long nose, but thinner than Victor's, less pronounced. Not much of a mouth, like very thin lips, if they have a mouth at all. They also have hair that is similar to the body, but instead of just being kind of like soft and big and puffy or like round, it's like very spiky. Like spiky. And like all just spikes all around. It's like, to achieve the look in real life, we'd have to use like half a bottle of hair gel every morning. And yeah, very anime, very cool. And last but not least, me, I'm Zeke. I, I'm a protector. I'm very cool. Everyone likes me in Headspace, in the system. I do a lot of our socializing for us. I try to be the nicest out of all of us. I wouldn't say I have hyper empathy like Moz does. I would say that I have hyper sympathy. So like any situation that we get put into, I'm like, oh, how would I feel in this situation? And then I act accordingly. Yeah. I use he, him pronouns. I'm also okay with, like, they, them, or it, its, but I prefer he, him. Physically, I am not as tall as everybody else. I'm taller than Maz, obviously, because Maz is, like, 3 feet tall. But I am about 5'4", I guess. I'm the one that looks most similar to the body. I am not the body. I am not, like, whoever the core was or whatever. I just look like the body. I have a similar face to the body. I sometimes look... I'm kind of, like, chubby, but in a more masculine way than the body. I, in Headspace, I used to wear kind of, like, Buddhist robes, but we took issue with me being an introject of a Buddhist concept. So instead now I'm more of a motivational speaker. We took issue with it because we don't want to culturally appropriate something that we're just straight up not involved in. But now I wear, like, a little headset, and I have, like, a button-up shirt, a button-up Hawaiian shirt. I wear these cool shorts in Headspace. Yeah, it's pretty swag, actually. I'm just pretty swag. My hair just looks basically exactly like the body hair. Speaking of Headspace versus IRL, we don't have much of a headspace. We like to call it the front space because we are monoconscious. If you are not in headspace, you just aren't there. Yeah. So, yeah. Our headspace is more like a front space, and we have two front spaces. We have, this kind of, like, cramped black void, where if you go into it, you are head fronter. You are mostly controlling the body. If you go in there with someone else, you're more likely to, like, blend together and blur together and it's harder to tell who's who when people are in that space. And then directly behind that, because that, we visualize it as, like, close to the eyes, directly behind that, would be the Kokon, front space. And that room kind of shifts depending on who's there. Generally, it kind of looks like a living room with this big, nice, comfy couch, tan couch, and white walls and a TV looking into headfront. And everyone just kind of sits on that when they're in Kokon, but not in headfront. It's been nice knowing we're a system. Cause, like, before knowing, we used to dissociate just, like, literally constantly. And now, since knowing, it's kind of died down a lot. Everything feels a lot better than when we didn't know. It's a lot less scary to know than to not know, you know? Jeez. When I did this video earlier, Victor came and he took front, and Maz came and he took front, but now no one is fronting with me, and I'm lonely, and it's weird. And also, I feel like I look faker when I'm not switching than when I'm switching, because, like, if you're not switching, what proof is there that you're a system? And that video didn't record for some reason, so now I don't have that video, and I really wanted to see it, because I don't really remember a lot of the stuff that happened when Maz is fronting, and I wanted to see what we did, and what, because I'm pretty sure our face changed at one point, like, we shift expressions, and I wanted to watch that back and be like, oh, hey! Because we suffer from a lot of repression and denial about being a system, because, for literal months, we were like, hey, when I'm stressed out, I turn into a different person. That's kind of not normal. But anytime we would think about it, our brain would be like, no, that can't be possible, and start freaking out. So now, so then we would just repress and forget about the instance of thinking about it, until we were finally like, huh, being a system isn't that bad, it's okay. Anytime we're stressed out, Zach or Zeke, that's me, I'm Zeke. I go by a couple different names in Headspace, but I only use Zeke outside of Headspace. Anytime we were stressed out, I would front. And, like, make us calm down. And we thought it was weird, but not that weird. It's like, it's fine, we're not switching, we're just... Because we didn't know about monoconscious systems, we thought there were only polyconscious. Which, if you don't know the difference, polyconscious, and we might be a little mixed up. If we're mixed up, someone let us know in the comments. Polyconscious systems have separate consciousness, like when one person goes into front, someone else comes out and goes into headspace. We don't have a headspace, so when someone goes into front and someone else leaves, we just stop existing. We just, like, turn off. And also, for us, going into front is less like switching and more like becoming. So, like, right now the body is Zeke, but when Victor is here, the body is Victor. When Moz is here, the body is Moz. Or I guess it's more like we are the body, because we all identify with the character that we were playing, because we also share memories. We have very low memory. Well, that's not true. We just didn't notice things. Like, if I have a plan to do something and we switch, and Victor takes over, because a lot of the time it is just me and Victor switching back and forth. If Victor takes over, he will remember what I was just doing. He will not remember what my plan was, so he has to, like, reach back into the memory well and be like, what the fuck were you doing when you were here? So he can figure it out, you know? Because it's like a puzzle when we wake up and come into front. We know most of the information, don't know all of it. So for a long time, we thought we just weren't a system because we'd only ever heard polyconscious systems described. But then that moment of realization, we, like, finally accepted it, and then, like, a day later, we heard about monoconscious systems. We were like, oh, that's us, I guess. Because we just straight up didn't know before that point. Because, you know, learning about yourself is never really just, like, a forthright experience, you know? Like, if you're in the process of learning about yourself, you're gonna go through hurdles and have difficulties and be confused by something or other, you know? And for us, that's been a lot of things. We didn't know we were trans until we were 14. We didn't know we were autistic until, we were, like, how old were we? I'd have to say, like, 17. We didn't know we were autistic till we were 17. We, didn't know we had PTSD until we were, like, 17 as well. Didn't know we had memory issues, and, well, we knew we had memory issues, didn't know we had, like, switching until we were okay with being a system, because we would just repress it. We are very good at repressing things. It's a trauma response. We all get those sometimes, right? No? Just us? Or just traumatized people? If you're traumatized, you're not bad, and you're not broken. And if you're mentally ill, you're not bad or broken either. Like, people perpetuate this idea that mentally ill people are unwell. Well, we are unwell. People perpetuate this idea that mentally ill people are broken, and don't deserve as much as a not mentally ill person or not neurodivergent person. But like, if you're mentally ill or neurodivergent includes mentally ill. If you're in one of those categories, you're fine. You're gonna be okay, because as long as you work towards bettering yourself, being the best version of you can possibly be. That's me. I'm the best version of us. I'm kidding. If you work towards just like recovery, then you'll be fine. It's only if you repress things and pretend like they aren't there that it hurts, or it always hurts, but it'll get much worse if you repress it rather than accept it. This is kind of a silly house. How are you today? If you're here, go in the comments and tell me how you are today. Because, we all deserve a place to be like, yeah, my day's going great. I got something that I wanted, or I got to see my friend, or to be like, my day's going really bad because I had a trauma day, or I'm just been stressed out, and you can do that here. You can just use my comment section as a place to talk about your day and to let out any feelings that you have, because we know personally that putting your feelings in a box and like hiding them in your brain is not good for you. One of the ways that we notice switches is the way that we talk. A lot of the time I use very flowery language. I like a lot of metaphors. We have one alter who does that, but they don't really front. But like, Victor doesn't do that. Angel will only do it if she needs to sound like me. Moz 100% like just does. I don't know if Moz is even capable of that. And I love Moz. I'm not like putting them down. It's just like children are capable of less than adults. Victor curses a lot. Angel sounds very formal. Moz sounds like a kid. So when we switch, we notice a shift in tone, a shift in pitch, a shift in just like everything, really. I don't really expect anyone to watch this. We're just kind of talking into the void. We're gonna edit it, we're gonna put it online, but if we don't get like a bajillion views, that's fine, It's not a competition. It's just a creative process and a therapeutic one, because I just want to talk into the void. Boop, boop, boop. So we're traumagenic, right? But we don't like anti-endos because we were in an anti-endo space, and I think that if we had been in a pro-endo space, we might have realized we were a system earlier. And like I said, we're traumagenic. So, like, we have, like, serious trauma that caused us to break up into tiny little pieces. But, like, oh, it's Victor, by the way. I'm Victor. Zeke is still here, and still, mostly in control, but, I thought maybe my buddy would have more to say, but, no. But yeah, if you're anti-endo, maybe think about, like, who you're hurting other than endos, because, like, I've heard, like, a bunch of other people who have similar experiences to us, where they were anti-endo, so they repressed being a system because they thought they were faking. Because a lot of systems, especially systems like us who are monoconscious, don't have the same experience as people who have DID or polyconscious systems. We probably have OSDD. We're undiagnosed, but we're working with a therapist. And that's another thing. We thought since our therapist hadn't noticed, like, we must be faking, because we thought we were supposed to not know, and our therapist was supposed to know. But guess what? We're in our brain, not our therapist. So it's fine if we know and our therapist doesn't. And we did tell her, but she has not emailed us back. It's been several days. We emailed her already to remind her, and then she just didn't email us back, so we'll just talk to her when it's time to talk to her. Right now, I'm just working on finishing the wood on my house. Little survival house. And then in the next episode, we will work on the, we'll peel this wood, and we will work on a roof, and we'll work on the inside. That'll be nice. I have an axe? I've had an axe this whole time? When did I make an axe? Who made an axe? I don't remember making an axe. I'm so annoyed. We've had an axe this whole time? When did we make an axe? Sorry for yelling. Sometimes when we forget things, it's really confusing because I don't remember making this axe. And I've had this axe this whole time. I could have been using it, but instead I've just been using my hand. I can't believe I've had an axe for like half an hour and I haven't used it at all. Okay. The wood on our house is complete. That wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am Zeke from the LLM Collective. You have a great day. See ya!